Rio Ferdinand is losing faith in everything that Amorim is doing. Ferdinand has said that he thinks Man United can realistically get relegated. Meanwhile, Jadon Sancho is being beaten left, right, and center by Chelsea legends. Could this affect his future? This is a Manchester United player, and that's why it's okay for us to talk about him. Subscribe, like, and share, and let's get into this proper Man United talk. So, guys, we do know where we are. 15th on the pile, not acceptable. Well, perhaps now we are getting increasingly used to the fact that this could be the worst season we will see in our time as Man United supporters. Now, Rio Ferdinand is coming out to even, I think, worsen the feeling for us, because he has said that he believes Manchester United can realistically get relegated this season, because he says, in fact, he feels United could win only one of their next 13 games. Probably that's the one against maybe Wolves or Ipswich. I don't know which one he thinks, but he says United, if you look at the next 13 fixtures, that's the remaining games for us, he feels United can realistically win only one. And the next game is against Everton away. Everton is on a different level now ever since they brought back David Moyes as the boss. They are winning games for fun. They are now above Manchester United, a team that was flirting with relegation, now clearly above Man United. We've got Ipswich. Ipswich will be home. Then United Fulham, that's at home as well. We've got Arsenal in March, that's at home. That's the same game where it's believed that Bukayo Saka could be back. Leicester City away. We just robbed Leicester City, I should say, in that victory in the FA Cup. Then we've got Man City. That's before Man City, there's Nottingham Forest away. We've got Man City. That's a derby. We're at home, but it's a derby, guys. And Man City is getting better. We've got Newcastle away. We've got Wolves at home. We've got Bournemouth away. We've got Brentford away. Then West Ham at home. Chelsea away, and Aston Villa at home. Guys, realistically, these are tough games. These are definitely tough games, and Amorim will know that he has got to dig deepest in everything he can get. He has got to cling on every hope he can get to try and get points in any of these games. All these games are not a walk in the park, and clubs will be coming feeling quite confident that Man United can be beaten, because one of the biggest issues United has suffered with this season has been the lack of confidence. And you get a sense that without confidence, United certainly are very beatable. And this has been the story of every day, of every game for Manchester United. So I think, yes, whereas Ferdinand really has a point, and it's good he's highlighting it, I though feel that somehow Amorim will figure it out. And difficult as it is, I think he's going to trick things around to try and get the best out of this team. And certainly the best out of this team can get Man United to survive. They had a beat, definitely, is the Premier League, not being relegated. I think it's harder for Man United not to be it's harder for Man United to avoid relegation than it is for them to win the Europa or the FA Cup. I think it's harder. I think the battles in the Premier League are harder, mostly because every opponent United will face will certainly be big and difficult, but also the confidence all these teams will have will be different. And Premier League teams, if they are confident, any team can beat you badly. Even Wolves can beat you at home. So I think it's harder for Man United to survive relegation in the Premier League. And that's why Amorim himself, in his own admission, said his focus and his biggest fear now is United's position on the pile. And if you hear things like this coming from legends, they don't even help matters at all, do they? So it's a difficult time for Manchester United. You've got all these injuries. Some key players are going to be out for the rest of the season. Those who are not ill, and even if they return, you don't expect them to offer much. It's a very difficult time for the team. But I think this is where you want to see a bit of belief from the players. I felt, for example, against Tottenham, which was quite average, by the way. United was beaten by a bang average Tottenham team. I felt if Amorim was a little more daring, United could have got a chance in that game. It was a little more. I think he froze in a way, and understandably, it was a tough game. But I thought he froze at some point. But you get a sense that there is something in this squad that can grind survival. And again, that's all we're demanding from these players: just survive, fight, and survive. And there's something in there that can grind a survival for the team. It's going to be probably a bit of a challenging time, but also such difficult times, I think, can build your character. We're at a time where we're trying to rebuild United's character into the mentality that we believe Man United is supposed to be at. You feel such hard times can build you. I think if you're not built by hard times, then what can build you? So there is a bit of a few positives that you can dig into the current ordeal Man United is facing. It's not a good place to be, but it's timely because it will build the character. If we get out of this together, trust you me, there will be more confidence going into preseason and the new season. But also, when new players are brought in, they will certainly have a better culture to build on than we have now. So that's a bit of the view. But guys, the relegation talk is going to become synonymous with Man United. It's going to become a thing of every day. You've got to be used to it. But I think there is a faint hope I still hold that this team can surprise us, let me call it that, and avoid what will be the worst, which is relegation. Now, away from that, Jadon Sancho, the freedom fighter, like many people are referring to him now, is being attacked now by legends of Chelsea. We are talking a player, Man United player, paid partly by United to play for Chelsea. He's not really off to that lethal flying start at Chelsea, and already he's falling out with the Chelsea faithful. John Obi Mikel was attacking him, saying, he's a fraud. He deceived Chelsea. They thought they were getting the Dortmund Sancho, but he's not anywhere close to him. To that, Sancho's career for me is just going down the drain so fast, and it's interesting that he doesn't sort of quite see it. But the beauty is for Man United. For me, is United is losing Sancho, and of course people will say, at a time like this, is a player United would have used, but no way, because if even at Chelsea, he's not showing the right character to win over the fans of Chelsea. For me, clearly, Sancho's career after Chelsea could be gone. But the beauty is for United, it's a player we can say now is gone because it's a loan with an obligation to buy. So Chelsea definitely will have to pay Man United at the end of this season, because they will definitely finish above 10 places on the pile or above. So it's sad to see what is going on with Sancho, but you sort of understand the kind of player that Erik Ten Hag got away with. You sort of understand the decisions Ten Hag made about him, because think about what United is going through now and the character that Sancho is showing from a distance at Chelsea all the way in London, and you can sort of understand how bad it would have been if it was still there. And because I'm talking about this because I know several people who were still going, Man United needed Sancho, blah blah blah, because of course the issues that are going on now with the club and the lack of players and stuff. But I don't think Sancho could have been an option. The only option I think for me is Paul Pogba, and there is talk beginning to make rounds that indeed Man United are really contemplating giving Pogba a contract, but on strict terms, whatever that means. But whichever form of contract, we wouldn't care. I think Pogba for me would come in handy to try and help the team to survive, because it will bring a bit his personality alone, being Pogba, would carry a bit of a huge weight off the players that would really help them to freely play and express themselves, and perhaps to sulk the pressure of fighting relegation. You need a bit of more characters in the dressing room, because the jitters are the biggest issue at Man United. What Pogba does is he brings a personality, a character that will hold the pressure and help the other players at least play their football without really being the guy, the focus guys. Pogba lives for such. He can deal with it. So there's a lot of positives about bringing Pogba back at Man United. People just want to dwell on the negatives, but there's lots of positives about it, and United need him more than he needs them. This is the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe, and let me catch you later, fam.